Good morning. My name is Dianne White. I'm back with you for another video. This morning we are going to do an ab session. I'm going to take you through some Pilates ab exercises. They're really great for toning the stomach, making it long and lean. A very important part of abdominal workouts is to make sure that you keep your spine nice, long, and neutral. You don't ever want to be arching it up to get the movement. Belly button pulls down toward the spine as if there's a string connected, pulling your belly button towards the back of your spine. All right, we're going to get started with something called the 100. So you're going to roll on down to the mat. For the 100, there are several different variations. This morning I'm going to show you the basic one, so we can start there. Maybe a little later I'll come back and do another video with the extended version. So for now, belly button pulls to spine. The way you know that you're doing that correctly is the belly button is going to be more flat across the center rather than the mound in the top. We're going to bring the knees to a 90-degree angle, hips to a 90-degree angle. Reaching the fingers toward the toes, pulling the shoulder blades off the mat. It's about an egg distance between your chin and your chest. We pump the hands. The breath is in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's about 5 pumps for 1 breath. If at any point that head gets a little heavy and you start feeling anything in your neck, you set the head down on the mat. Keeping that belly button engaged is still going to give you a nice workout through your abdominal section. So again, you have the option of the head on the floor or lifted with your shoulders up, head up. No strain on the neck though. That's the important thing. From here, we're going to pull the knees into the chest, bringing the hands to the ankles. This is called the double leg stretch. Again, head can be on the floor if there's any strain in the neck, or up with the shoulders lifted, belly button still pulling the spine. We inhale, the arms and legs away from each other, and we exhale it back into center. So it's an inhale out, and exhale close. Inhale out, and an exhale close. The lower the limbs are to the floor, the harder this is going to be. Notice that the back stays long and neutral rather than arching into the air. You want to do maybe about 8 or 10 of those, whatever you're feeling that morning or evening. From here, pulling it into your starting point from your double leg stretch, we bring the hands to the back of the head. We want to place one hand on top of the other rather than crossing the fingers. Keeps the strain off the neck. Arms stay out, and we extend opposite elbow to opposite knee. Bring the knees back to the center before extending to the other side. Again, the closer the legs are to the floor, the harder this is going to be. You want to keep it nice and slow, inhaling in the center, exhaling as you twist. As far as the amount that you want to do, you're going to do 6 to 8 on each side, or maybe even 4. It's all up to you. Whatever you do, you want to keep it even. Same amount on both sides. Once you finish there, you want to take a nice long stretch, extending the arms away from the feet. Give those abdominal muscles a little bit of a stretch. From here, we're bringing the arms out to the side. I like to call these series. I'm going to walk you through 3 different exercises. We'll go through them 3 times. So again, we have a 90 degree here, 90 degree at the knee. Arms are stretched out for extra support. We're going to inhale the legs down to the right, keeping the knees together. Using your side abdominal, this is where you should be feeling it. Inhale all the way down. And we exhale, pulling up, using our side abdominal again. Inhaling down. And exhaling it back up. And you're going to keep rotating from side to side. Try and make the movement last through that whole motion. So for your whole inhale, the legs start at the top. The end of your inhale, they're at the bottom. And we exhale back up. Good job. That upper body, you want to try and keep it nice and loose. All that work is happening right here, side to side. Typically we would do 4 of those on each side. For the sake of time, we're going to stick with 3. From here, we're going to bring the arms down beside us. We're going to do a double leg toe tap. So the knees are pressing toward each other. We're going to tap the toe on the floor, pull the knees to the chest. So it's a tap and a pull. Again, the back stays long, the spine is neutral. We're not arching the back to tap the toes. We're not straining the back at all. Belly button is staying pulled to the spine to engage your lowest abdominal muscles. As far as the number of repetitions on those, you want to do 8 to 10. It's up to you. From here, we're going to pull the knees back into the chest or set the feet on the floor. You're going into your Pilates crunch. So again, the hands, one on top of the other, behind the head. Legs on the floor or together at the chest. We crunch just the shoulder blades up and lower down. So it's an inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Remember, everything moves with the breath. So this works that upper abdominal. Your double toe tap works your lower. And again, for those you want to do 8 to 10, or 6, whatever you're up for. Once you finish out with your crunch, we're going to go back to that starting set. Arms are out, 90 degrees at the knees and the hips. I'm going to show you one variation here. If you need to make this a little more challenging, as you lower, we extend that top leg, inhaling down and exhaling up. Switching the legs in the middle, inhale, and we exhale. Keeping that toe flexed down engages that lower abdominal so you have more support for the back. Main focus is your side abdominal here. Nice and slow, making your movement take the whole breath. Then inhale down the whole way, and we exhale it up. Whatever you do on one side, you do the same amount on the other, so we keep everything nice and even. Pulling it back to the top. Again, you normally do 4 of those on each side, or 3 or 2, whatever you're up for. Hands come down to the side for your double toe tap. We tap down, pull into the chest. So it's an inhale down and an exhale up. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now on this one, to increase the challenge, you're going to tap the toes out further, still without arching the back. When you arch the back, you put a lot of pressure on that lower spine, and you're going to end up with a sore back rather than sore abdominals. So 8 to 10 of those. The further you tap out, the harder it is. It's an inhale down and an exhale up. For your Pilates crunch, knees are bent into the chest or feet on the floor, wherever you're most comfortable. For me, I prefer the knees in the chest. Bringing the hands behind the head, one hand on top of the other. We exhale up and we inhale down. So again, keeping those elbows wide, keeping the hands one on top of the other, takes all that pressure off the neck. Lets the hands just be a support for the head. So you're going to do 8 to 10 of those. It's an inhale down, exhale as you pull up. The whole time, regardless of what you're doing, your belly button is staying pulled back to your spine so that you have really good support. Alright, so you had the first thing that we did was your 100. The second thing was your double leg stretch. The third was your crisscross. That's your first set. You can repeat that as many times as you'd like. Make sure in between you take a nice long stretch, pressing your hands up above your head, away from your feet on the floor. Your second set, your arms are starting out, your legs are parallel to the floor at the calf. You inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Those are your knee drops. Then you go to your center for your double toe tap. Legs are pressed together. You tap your toe down to the floor, pull knees to chest. Third set, in your second set of abdominal exercises, is your Pilates crunch. Hands on top of each other behind the head, and we're crunching up, working the top section. Each one of the exercises I showed you works a different part of your abdominal muscles for each set. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll be happy to answer anything that you have. Hopefully this is good for you. Let me know your feedback. Enjoy.